On the Street, brought to you by First Money, the mobile money service from First Bank.
Hello and welcome to the program On the Street, where it's all about the African youth. I'm Bukumi Ayo Ariyo. Africa is a youthful continent, and therefore it's no exaggeration that the future of Africa depends on the youth, who form the strength of the continent. But what happens when young people turn to drugs? We bring you the story about Kenyan youth who are addicted to drugs are seeking help.
From Senegal's coast to the streets of Togo,
West Africa is waging a serious war on drugs.
But on the East African coastline, the fight against drugs and substance abuse is being fought on a different front. Diani is a pristine beach on the south coast of Kenya. A recent study revealed that there are 850 drug addicts in Diani alone, with over 220 using injectable drugs such as heroin. Ronald Omondi and Juma Salim are residents of Diani. They are both addicted to heroin, or as they call it, unga, which is Swahili for powder.
I ran away from school because of drugs. I was getting good money from the beach. I used all the money on drugs. I would get sick if I didn't.
At 20, Juma has been on drugs for 4 years. His story is similar to that of his friend, 24-year-old Ronald. Today, they are teens at Watch Center to meet a man whom they describe as their hero.
I'm here to meet this man. He called us to listen to him, then plan how he can help us. Those who want to stop using drugs to get to help themselves in life.
Teens Watch Center has been in existence for 13 years. It was started by 42-year-old Cosmos Mayina.
Actually, what motivated me to start this place was the need that I saw within our community, a need for people to be rehabilitated, to be changed from using drugs and substance abuse. And in my community, I'd seen a lot of these people suffer. And so I decided I wanted to see boys and girls set free from captivity of drugs and substance addictions.
According to Deutsche Welle, a German media organization, Africa occupies second position worldwide in the trafficking and consumption of illegal drugs. This is attributed to political instability as well as porous borders in most African countries. Ronald and Juma use syringes to inject heroin into their bloodstreams. At times, they share the needles.
Here they ask us questions and give us a HIV test. Then they give some money to those who inject drugs. I would like to stop using drugs, but it's hard. It may be possible if I lived where the powder is not available.
Having been slaves to heroin, these young men are seeking a way out. While most of those fighting the war against drugs choose rehabilitation, Cosmos and his team of volunteers reach out to these drug users in and around Diani. Every morning, the team delivers clean syringes to the drug users.
We make some kits for them so that we can go and deliver to every IDU that is injecting. So when we take this in early in the morning, we can give them a chance not to use an old needle so that they can use a fresh needle every time.
For those unable to get their morning supply of needles, the center's doors are open to them.
A drop-in center means people walk in. And when they walk in to come and need services like taking the syringes, like counseling session, like family therapy, they can just walk in anytime. And we have to wait for them until 5. After 5, when we close now until the next day, they can come and access our center.
Although most people disagree with this method, Caleb Angira, a director at Maisha House, a drop-in center in the capital of Nairobi, seems to agree.
It encourages safe injection, not sharing. And by safe injection, we mean if you inject 5 times in a day, you should use 5 syringes. You use one and throw it away. You don't repeat a use of a syringe. Yeah. So that one is not actually something we say is encouraging them. To those people who are ignorant, they would say so, because we don't give them drugs.
Back in Mombasa, Ronald and Juma are privileged to meet a success story from this center. From his appearance, 31-year-old Ahmed Saeed doesn't look a drug user. But as the two boys learned during a chat, Ahmed started using drugs at the age of 15, leading to his suspension from school. His fight to satisfy his urge led him to crime. A near-death experience led him to Teens Watch.
There was a time those I had conned started looking for me. One of them told me he would not take me to the police or chief, but would deal with me. He promised to knock me down with his car, saying that insurance would pay me.
He has since gone back to school, and he currently serves as the chairperson of The World Starts With Me, a high school students club that deals with matters of sexual reproductive health. Although Cosmos is proud of his achievements, his job does not come without challenges. In 2013, he received death threats for his continued efforts on fighting the abuse of drugs in these remote villages off the Kenyan coast. He strives to one day open a bigger rehabilitation center and give most of these youths a chance to live again.
Goma was on fire, musically. Its sons and daughters had a chance to really move during the Peace One Day concert. The event was held at the Goma International Airport for both security reasons and enough space for the high numbers of people expected. The crowd didn't disappoint the organizers. Thousands showed up to take in the show.
I'm very happy to see something of this importance organized here in Goma. This gives us an assurance that there will be peace in Goma. Goma has been the home of war and rebels.
The crowd started streaming into the airport as early as 9 a.m. to make sure they didn't miss a beat. The musicians never disappointed. Congolese-born Deti Darba was the first on stage. She thrilled her supporters with the best of her Afrofusion, zouk, rumba, dancehall and jazz to pave way for Lexus Liga. Lexus, aka Black Animal, was equal to the challenge as he took the crowd down on his hip-hop and Lingala best. His dance too gave people some of the best moves. But when the man of the moment came, things went wild. The airport runway turned into a dancing hall and music went to crescendo. Aliaune Damala, popularly known as Akon, did just what was expected. The Senegalese-born US international R&B and hip-hop sensation wowed the crowd, but also offered some serious advice to the people of Goma.
There's nothing or no conflict that can't be solved without a conversation. It's all communication, and I think that's the one thing that we as Africans lack, the communication and more than anything, the unity, because if we just united as a people, we could move so much faster.
Akon, who came at the invitation of Peace One Day founder Jeremy Gailey, is involved in a number of projects in Africa. He is sponsoring the Lighting Africa, Confidence Foundation and Mining in South Africa projects.
So my main investment in Africa is really into infrastructure, but we started with energy. Energy is pretty much power supply ultimately in the rural areas, because the rural areas is the heartbeat of Africa, so ultimately without power, infrastructure can't even begin to be built. And that's one of the biggest issues that Africa was actually facing.
Jeremy Gailey, an actor turned filmmaker, founded the Peace One Day in 1999 after exploring the world and making a film.
There was nothing that united the world. There was no moment of global unity. There was no moment of intercultural cooperation, separate from politics and religion. And that fascinated me, and that was when I had the idea.
So why Goma for this year's event?
This opportunity in the Great Lakes region of Africa in the DRC for a young person to show them another reality, to create belief where it might not exist, is fundamentally important to a sort of shift in the level of consciousness around the fundamental issues that the DRC and the Great Lakes region and the world face.
International Peace Day, also known as World Peace Day, existed even before Jeremy's effort, but little people knew about this, hence his initiative.
And I see this guy in this.
The event is observed every 21st day of September. The Goma occasion, which targets a number of activities in the Great Lakes region, will take 3 years engaging people in all sectors of the society in the name of peace.
We are very happy about peace. Peace is coming back to our nation.
Goma is the capital to North Kivu, a province that has been at war for a number of years now. The place had an overflow of refugees from Rwanda during the 1994 genocide and recurrence of violence after the emergence of the M23 rebels in 2012. But now, people want to remain peaceful, and the message was clear during this historic first ever event. Music proved to be one language that all Goma people understand. For now, they can only look forward to speaking the same language.
Social media has become very useful in many ways to the youth. Years back, this was not the case. Let's take a look at the gradual growth of social media and its journey to its current state of relevance.
When the Global System for Mobile Communications, also known as GSM, made its grand entry into the African market, it was only for text messages and making calls. You could hardly do anything else with the phones of that era. Any desire to use the internet required access to a computer, which was also very scarce. Fast forward 14 years after, the advancement of technology has brought about phones with the ability to perform multimedia functions and browse the internet. Good a thing? The price of the new generation of phones are spread over a wide range that caters to all types of financial budgets. The result of this is that many youth can now access the internet 7 days a week, 24 hours a day via their smartphones, tablets and laptops. This growth in the use of the internet has led to the rise and dominance of social media among the youth. Initially, the use of social media was widely for keeping in touch with family and friends, as it provided a cheaper means of sending across messages without the expensive cost of telephone airtime.
For me, wasting my credit to call my brother, I rather call him few seconds. Bros, please come online. I rather chat with my brother and my friend also.
Today, social media has evolved into the ultimate tool for self-expression among the youth. Young business owners use it to keep in touch with their customers and advertise their products and services. Activists use it to protest during times of social, political, and economic strife. Fashionistas use it to stay abreast with the latest fashion trends. The list can go on and on. From the days of High Five to the advent of Facebook, 2Go, AfriChat, BlackBerry Messenger, WeChat, Instagram, Twitter, and many others, social media has gradually and steadily gained momentum. Now, some say it is indispensable. Surely, as far as the use of the internet is concerned, this is certainly the dawn of a new day.